Hey everybody, hope y'all doing well today. This is my review of last night's season 10 premiere. Or not last night, Sunday night. I've got my days mixed up where I had to go. Had to travel and stuff for my mom when she was in the hospital. Anyways, Sunday night's premiere, episode 1 of season 10, Lines We Cross. I didn't get to watch the premiere on Sunday night, which is the first time since The Walking Dead's been on in 10 years that I missed the premiere. But there's not much that I put above The Walking Dead. I did put my mom above it though, so and I didn't even watch it when I got home that night. I waited until last night to watch it because I just didn't want to be all excited from it and then maybe have to go nail my mom. Anyways, yeah. And I hope this stupid thing recorded the whole thing. The satellite part, it kind of got me tickled because, that's how Kirkman had sold the story to Image Comics, was telling them that it was aliens, so it was causing zombies. There isn't a good alien zombie movie called Undead from Australia that works with that premise. If you ever want to try it out. I'm glad that they were at Oceanside, but that it wasn't just the boring area that they're normally in. I like the training although I just don't see the Whisperers being in military formation, so it's kind of ridiculous, but kind of cool, So it's at least interesting to watch them train and give everybody their little vignettes of fighting the walkers. Nothing, nothing crazy, but and not what you would think it would be if you watch any of the Walking Dead news pages on here. They kind of thought that there was going to be a battle there when they found out they were filming there, but it's not really a battle. Yeah, this episode really not that much goes on, but it's still a decent opener. Because you can have openers where tons goes on, and it's almost too much to absorb. Now this one, not that much goes on, but what does is useful. And I mean, little Judith uncovering that skin, she knows what it means, even if the smaller children don't. And the little girl is a pretty good actress. Yeah. This is a 75-minute episode. Well, it's probably an hour-long episode, but 75 minutes if you, go by the TiVo. A lot of radio, a lot of just time wasting in ways. Them going around looking for the Whisperers. And I do like that Aaron, he doesn't have that one hand, so he's kind of more reckless than he would be. The acting is kind of over cheesy than this one, though, especially with Michonne being like, "Oh, I hate him too." But yeah, I mean, it sets things forward, but you don't really find out that much more than what you did at the end of last season. I do like that Judith also's telling the story about Rick to RJ without telling him it's his dad. The satellite did make for at least a neat distraction. And it causing a fire, that gives the story something to kind of work around. I already heard a lot about Eugene and the baby and Rosita, and I thought they did that pretty well. It's pretty funny. It's almost like a sitcom. Well, for the most part. Now, Lydia being in school, I thought that was kind of, I mean, I could see them doing that, but I would almost just have her have a tutor. Just have somebody tutor her instead of forcing her to be in there with small children. It just seems belittling, and I mean, even if they're going with the age her character's supposed to be, I think she's 19 now, but you know, her character's supposed to be like 15, 16. You know, either age, if you were put in a room with like 8, 9 year olds, you would feel kind of belittled. Negan, out and about, that's pretty cool. Them, you know, letting him out, kind of work release. Cannot think of his name. The doctor, the baby daddy, him having the PTSD though. It was pretty. It was pretty PTSD, which I was kind of glad they did. You know, you would think in the world with all that death that more people would have PTSD, and they don't really explore that often. Sadiq, glad I remembered his name. I do better on these than I do. I hope I haven't cut off my face too much on this. I tend to do that anymore because I don't do these daily, and if I did them daily, I would probably get my arm back used to holding it in the correct spot. But a lot of times you get just the top of my eyes. Anyways, and I apologize, but after doing 8,000 videos, you kind of just go, I just want to get what I want to say out there, and if it looks good, fine. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Gabriel and Negan's little discussion, while kind of adding a little bit, is kind of don't add anything. Yeah, I thought Oceanside was much further from Alexandria, but it seems like that, you know, with the satellite coming down and all that, it seems like they get there in like 15 minutes. And I mean, I know they don't have that much fuel left, so that's just kind of odd. The Oceanside people pulling the nets in, I thought something more dramatic was going to happen there, but that really slowed things down. Not that it's bad, it just slowed things way down. Carol being on the boat, she's taking Michonne's place from the comics, which it's kind of funny they switch things around. I don't remember Ezekiel having a love interest outside of Carol, or outside of Michonne in the comic, but him and Michonne kind of drift apart, you know, and he's one of them that gets piked in the comic. So, you know, it's one of those things where it's totally uncharted territory, at least. Differences from the show, but the Daryl and Carol thing, you know, people have wanted that for years, so they might as well give it to us, because, you know, they've said, oh, the show will be on 20 years. I really doubt that. I think they can get 3 or 4 more years out of it, just going by the comic, and even if they do some different stories in the movies, maybe 5 years. But I love the show, but I don't think it needs to go more than 5 more years. Now, the spin-offs or whatever, maybe they could do their own thing and keep going, but the main show, as much as I love it, still needs to end in 4 or 5 years at the most. Yeah. It is kind of weird to see a lot of the characters, like Daryl, being so constrained, as far as not wanting to, you know, piss off the Whisperers. But, you know, they do have a big herd, so you don't want to get everyone killed. Uh, yeah. The fire was a good plot device. I mean, you kept thinking, well, it's all these walkers that are coming in. Are there whisperers in there? But, you know, you don't really see anything. But the walkers. And there's not much else left. We've got a few minutes. More commercials than anything. I do find it funny. Eugene wanted to, scavenge stuff from the satellite, but I mean, that is Eugene. So, I mean, I would too if I was smart and knew how to do things. And then Daryl and Carol, thinking about running away, and Carol saying Alpha. I mean, it's like, it's on. It's on like Tron. And, hopefully it won't kill Carol off this season, but Carol is one tough motherfucker, so we will see. Not next week, because I've heard it's just more backstory on the Whisperers, but they don't really have much backstory stuff on them in the comics. So that'll be nice to find out a little more. Anyways, that's all I got. We'll see y'all next week. And yeah, I'll probably have a song up later this week, but before Friday.